and gentlemen, members of the Queens Chamber of Commerce, friends, colleagues, and associates, it gives me great pleasure during this very, very important month to present our Empowering Women-Owned Business Opportunities presentation. I am happy to have a number of guests on the program today. If you went to the website to register, you saw the Queens County Farm, so ably run by Jennifer Waldron Weprin, who is a good friend and a great steward of that beautiful, beautiful farm in Queens County. I also want to thank Councilmember Barry Grudenchik from District 23 for his ongoing support and funding and sponsorship and his friendship across Queens County. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce a couple of key members of this program. Before I talk about our guests, I want to thank those that make these things happen every single day. And that's the one and only Mohammed Amin, who kind of coordinates this program. Mohammed, thank you very much. Also, Jackie Donato and her wonderful team who keep the chamber going day in and day out. For them, I am eternally grateful. And I tip my hat to the entire staff for all they do over the last 12 months to keep our businesses going and the information flowing. So without further ado, I want to introduce a couple of people who are on this panel today. First and foremost is the one and only Manly Lin, who I joked before we were in the green room that I am the president of the Manly Lin fan club, the New York division of that fan club. Manly is a wonderful asset to our community. She's a testament to the hard work of the thousands of people that work for the U.S. Small Business Administration. She and her team are one of the unheralded heroes of this pandemic for their education, their advocacy, and getting information out to the populations of not just in New York and in Queens, but throughout the entire country. So we are lucky and blessed to have you, and I am very, very grateful. I also wanted to introduce Tshering from Gurung from Accompany Capital, who is joined today by the senior loan officer at Accompany, and that's Maria Paulino. So ladies, how appropriate to have these high-powered ladies during Women's History Month. Thank you for all you folks do for the small businesses of Queens County and beyond, and it's great to partner with you folks. Just a couple of things about the chamber I wanted to share real briefly. We've had a heck of a year. We, in addition to partnering with Accompany Capital and a bunch of other CDFIs, we were one of the community partners that gave out funding courtesy of the one and only Steve Cohen, the new owner of the Mets, who gave millions and millions of dollars to the city of New York and asked the Queens Chamber and these 5 other partners to give out funds. So for that, we are blessed and we are lucky. In the meantime, I want to turn the floor over to Man Lee to start a presentation and have a conversation, and then bring Tshering and the rest of the team from Accompany. So ladies, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Ray.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you, Queens Chamber of Commerce, for holding so many webinars to deliver the information to our community. And today actually will be the last day. Actually, we celebrate the Women's History Month. Okay, so I will talk about the government contracting, because we know a lot of women-owned business actually they didn't explore the opportunities. And then 2 other speakers actually will talk about the financing. So I think you need the financing to you can expand your business actually to the global market and also government contracting. So I have PowerPoint want to share with you. We'll go through really fast, okay? So why I encourage women-owned business to pursue the federal government levels contracting, you can see here, okay? US government is the biggest buyers in the whole world. So every year spend more than $500 billion by almost everything, okay? So not just the items, also the services. So 5%, all the federal government agency, their purchase, more than 5% have to buy from women-owned business. And also 5% for small disadvantaged business. So actually, if you're a minority women-owned business, you have 10% set aside Okay, there's a big pie, so 10% is huge for you. So I really encourage it in 2021. All the women can learn. Okay, it's not easy to get a first contract. Okay, you need to learn to work, to build a good relationship with government agency, but actually the profit is high. Okay, so just want to tell you 23% have to buy from the small business, 5% have to buy from small disadvantaged business, 3% from hub zone. So hub zone, later I will tell you, there is a map. If your business actually located in a hub zone, you can have 3% set aside for you, and 3% for service disabled veterans. So actually, if you are women-owned, minority, and also live in your business in the hub zone, you have 13%. And the hub zone actually is the only goal that government never reached. Okay, so actually, I know a lot of business actually in Queens. Okay, actually in the hub zone area. So later, I hope that actually you can pay more attention. Okay, so first things I want to give to you is how to find opportunities. There are 2 websites. Okay, I hope tonight, actually, tonight you can just explore here. So all the federal government, if any contracts more than $25,000, they have to post on beta.sam.gov. And then if you say, no, I don't need $25,000 for my first contract yet. So you can go to USA spending. That's every penny that government spend. Okay, they post there. And you also can see who got those contracts before. So actually who, you can maybe, don't take your, competitors as competitor. Maybe you can be their subcontractor. Okay, so I really encourage, especially if you haven't, haven't done business with government, work with your competitor. Okay, so learn from them and be their subcontractor. So what makes a successful contractor? Okay, so so they say we established. Okay, so some business told me, say, I'm the new business. I just want to do business with government. I don't need to get so many private customers. That's not a good goal. Okay, government actually is looking for a well-established business. Okay, and reliable business. So you have to see actually, provide. You have to prove actually that actually you have qualified goods and services, and you can deliver on time and with the budget. Okay, so the reputation actually is very important as a government contractor. So because they won't give you the money in advance. Okay, so you have to spend a lot of time to learn to get your first contract, and also usually. Most of the women-owned businesses, they told me usually 1 year. Okay, when you start learning actually about 1 year, you can get your first contract. But it depends. Okay, depends on your industry actually, and you also have to show that actually you have the money to complete those projects. Okay, so they say it could take up to 2 years. Okay. But I think many women-owned business actually they can get the contracts actually within 1 year. Okay, so those are and also e-commerce is savvy. I think after this year, the pandemic, everybody be familiar with those ITs. So the first thing you have to register as a federal contractor. You need to get DUNS number, and also you have to register on SAM. So this is very important steps. I hope today actually some of you actually in listening, because there are 2 grants right now. The first one will be starting next week, April 8th. It's a Shuttered Venue Operator grants. Okay, and the following one will be Restaurant Revitalization Funds. Those are 2 grants. Okay, those 2 grants actually you have to do this. Okay, you have to get DUNS number. That takes 2 to 3 days, and then register on sam.gov. Actually, that takes right now, I think, at least 2 weeks. So please, if you think you're qualified for those two, funding grants, okay, you need to do that. And I have a, if you need the detailed information, please send me an email. So I will provide you the webinars. Actually, you need to learn and get ready to apply. Because actually each of the windows actually only 2 weeks. Okay, so you need to get ready so you can get in, because the money actually is first come, first serve. Okay, and because everybody right now is getting on these two systems. So actually, I think the time will even take longer. So encourage you, contact me to get the information. So the next steps actually you should do is certify, because I already mentioned, okay, if you're certified, actually they have set aside for you. Okay, so we have one terms. Okay, I hope everybody be familiar with 8A certified. If you attend those procurement events, then those procurement officer will ask you, are you 8A certified? Okay, 8A certified, that's 9 years business development. That's for, we don't call minority for social, for federal level, we call socially and economically disadvantaged. Okay, so have to be in business for 2 years, so you can certify for that. That's very, very powerful. Okay, and also hub zone is very powerful. Why I say very powerful? There is one rule in federal government contract called rule of two. Means if I'm going to buy something for my office, I need to have at least 2 business, okay, submit to me, okay, send a proposal, then I can choose one. But if you are 8A certified or hub zone certified, you don't have to follow that rule. Means if you contact me, I think the product is or services is good, the price is reasonable, I can buy from you. Okay. The other things actually, usually if 2 companies actually the quality of the services or products are the same, actually we have to choose the lower price one. But if you are 8A or hub zone certified, you can have 10% the price higher than the other business, I can still buy from you. So that's very powerful. And so I hope that actually you can all certify for those. Okay, so this is the 8A certification. Okay, so if you are one of these groups actually, or you don't have to be one of this group, but you can prove that actually you are socially or economically disadvantaged. Okay, you can apply for that. So I won't go to the detail here. What's the economically disadvantaged? Okay, so we don't have time to talk about that. You can come to my websites, webinars actually talk about government contracting or certification. So the hub zone, actually, there are 2 requirements. The first one is your business actually located in a hub zone. There is a map here, okay? So you can enter your address, so they will tell you if you are in a hub zone right away. The second requirement is at least 35% of your employees, actually, they live in a hub zone, but doesn't have to be in the same hub zone as your business. Okay, so they also, the good things is they count the employer as the employee too. So for example, if you only hire 1 employee, so either one of you actually live in a hub zone, so that's 50%. So that's good things. Don't think 35 as a big number. Okay, so it's SBA contracting program for me. So that means the 8A, certifications, those things. So I want to talk about the women on business, because today we celebrate the Women History Month. Okay, so for women's certification, there are two kinds, 2 types of set aside under the women's small business. So the first one is women-owned small business. The second one is economically disadvantaged women-owned small business. Okay, so you can see the details. Okay, and they also tell you how to certify for that. Okay, so here. First, not all the next code actually qualify as women-owned small business for government contracting. So actually you have go to the website to find out your next code. And also at least 51% owned, okay, and controlled by women who are US citizens. So have to be citizen, okay, and also manage day-to-day operations and also make long-term decision. Unfortunately, actually, women-owned business cannot certify by themselves, like 8A or HubZone. The reason is 2 years ago, okay, before 2 years ago, actually, women-owned business can certify by themselves online. But Congress, they realized actually a lot of so-called women-owned business, they are not really women-owned business, because a lot of business actually they say they are women-owned business, but not the women, manage the day-to-day operation or make the long-term decision. That's why Congress requests now the women-owned business certification have to go through SBA. Okay, so so here actually, what's the economically disadvantaged women-owned business? So you can see there are requirement for total assets is $6 million or less, net worth less than $750,000, personal income less than $350,000. Okay, so this is a certification. Okay, you can you can certify through SBA. I encourage you. It's not that difficult. Okay, but SBA also allowed 4 organizations actually can provide third-party certification. Okay, but they charge the fees. So I encourage you try to certify through SBA by yourself. Okay. So first things actually, you don't have to go to Washington, D.C. to find the opportunities actually for the federal level. Actually, there are more than 120 federal agencies office in New York. So I encourage you, there are a lot of micro purchases, like our office need to buy some, stationery, some equipment actually. All the government purchase, if under $3,000, actually, we don't have to post anywhere. So if you can try to find out the purchase, person, the purchaser, we call procurement officer in each office actually. If they think your product is good and the price is good, actually, they can buy from you directly. But the only requirement is they pay use government credit card, so you have to be able to accept the credit card. Okay. So the second things, because you are a new government contractor explorer, so find the subcontracting opportunities. I mentioned that actually, it's not easy to be a prime contractor. Deal with the government agency, get a big contract, you have a lot of responsibilities. So I encourage you, just be a subcontractor first. So there are 2 websites for you. The first one is Directory of Large Prime Contractors. For example, like a business or organization, they got an airport project. So they, by law, actually, if more than $750,000 contract, they have to sub out. So you can find opportunities actually, prime contractor list. And also the second one is what those prime contractor actually they are looking for subcontractor right now. So those are the website you have to explore. A lot of people, when I went to the seminar, they would say, "Can you just tell us what government's contracts are?" So I really cannot tell you. It's everything. And if you cannot try, if you don't even want to try to go to the website to find those opportunities, actually, I think the path for you actually is not that really optimistic. So contracting checklist. Okay, the first one, you have to register on sam.gov. Then you should meet local business counselors. Later, I will show you, actually in New York City, we have 4 PTech, Procurement Technical Assistance Center. They can help you with certification, with government contracting for city, state, and the federal level. They hold a lot of events, actually invite all the government agency there to meet with business, like matchmaking. So you should visit them, at least in their mailing list. So actually they can invite you to those important events. And then you should check the procurement websites that actually I offer you to find out actually which agency need your product or services. Not all the agency need your product or services. So you don't waste the time actually to all of them. So you have to find out which agency actually they did. Okay, they did purchase your product or services before. So then the last one, okay, searching for contract opportunity and preparing bids offers. So you have to learn. If you see any opportunities, actually, you can contact them. I think in the past year, a lot of women-owned business actually they did a good job. Actually, they just contact all the agencies, and because some agencies they didn't, before the pandemic, they didn't have time to think about what they need. Especially during the special year. So if you can contact them, actually, I saw a few women-owned business, they got a contract during the pandemic because they contact those agency directly, okay? And then you have to prepare bids and offers. You need to learn about those too. The last things, actually, that's the most important things, is to market your business to the government agency. That's what I did. That's what I just say that, okay? If you just certify, a lot of people, they came to me, they say, I have certified for 5 years, but I never get any contract. So I asked, did you do the marketing? They say, oh, we didn't know we have to do the marketing. Actually, it's a very competitive, community actually. So you need to do the marketing, and you have to, attend all the events that actually I mentioned from PTech and also the agency. So there is one saying, say, never give a contract to somebody you never meet. So you have to build up the good relationship with those agents, okay, those agencies, a procurement officer. So that's very, very important for everybody. Then marketing tools. Okay, there are 3 marketing presentations. The first one called elevator pitch. Elevator pitch is 20 to 30 seconds. When you meet somebody, how to pitch your business. So I just want to provide one thing, the new trend. Most people actually, they would say, what do you sell? What's your product or services? But I think right now, the good trend is you provide the information about what country, what counties, actually community that you serve. A lot of people ask me, what's a good business idea? So I say either you can solve a problem, or you can improve people's life, or just make people happy. So you should tell people, in your pitch, actually, you should tell people actually what problems you try to solve, or how do you, use your product or service to improve people's life, or just make them happy. Okay, so not just talk about you, you have to think about your listener, your audience, actually, what they need. A lot of entrepreneurs started their business this year because it's a good year to start a business because you know your customer need. Everybody, okay, stay home, work from home, so you know exactly what they need. Okay, for kids, for cooking, for the time management, so improve their lives, for their health. Okay, so a lot of new business actually they established very well. So I think actually this is my suggestion for you to, when you try to do your elevator pitch. Okay, and think about what your listeners need. And then the second thing is very important. You need to prepare one-page capability statement or called capability summary. That's like your resume for the government contract. So I also teach that, but I also tell you, if you just Google capability statement, you can see hundreds, thousands of samples actually for you. So it's like a resume. So think about, but resume, you cannot, don't put your photos unless you're a model or stars. But for capability statement, if you have special, your products or your special equipment or facilities, actually you should put your photos there. And number three would be full, okay, capability presentation. So usually the agency actually, they will make the final maybe 10 or 5 candidates or business actually, and ask to invite you to make the capability presentation full time. So I think if you watch the TV show Shark Tank, okay, that's how you need to prepare. Okay, you need to know your audience actually, especially the agency. When I attended a lot of events, people just ask me, say, what does SBA do? Okay, so you cannot just show them you're looking for a government contract. You have to show that actually you are looking for a contract from that agency. So you have to know about that agency. So you have to do your homework to do some research, okay? And then be focused and brief. So you should think about that agency, what they need, okay? Why they need this product and services, what would be the best service actually you can provide to them, okay? So be focused on those actually they need to know, okay? Because I always feel that actually nobody product or services is good or bad. It's all comparison. Okay, you think you're good, but if somebody actually maybe from the point of view of the procurement officer, maybe they are better than yours. So you have to figure out actually what the procurement officer looking for. If you have any certification, that's a plus. If you have very good, your accounting system, that's a plus. And if you have a good personality, reliable, responsible, that's a plus. And the last one, stand out from the crowd. Okay, I mentioned it's very competitive. So think about something that actually you can stand out from the crowd, not just the product and services, like your niche. Also have to show your personality. Okay. So marketing to the federal government, your customers, actually, they need to know 3 things. The first one, you are existing and you want to do business with them. So if you never, meet those procurement officers, you never participate in their activities, okay, actually it would be difficult. The second one, your product or services actually can help them achieve their objective, especially if you are, any certification. That's one of their goal too. And the number 3, how to buy from you. Okay, so there are some marketing tips I would like to share with you. Okay, the first one, identify your customers. Okay, you have to know the agency staff using your product or services. Then research their requirement. Then also you have to learn about the procurement regulations, and you have to show the procurement officer actually you're easy, pleasantly to work with. Those four P words actually, I interview more than 100 procurement officer. They say that pleasantly, persistent. This is very important. Okay, I mentioned at least 1 year to get your first contract. Professional and positive. Okay, so you have to contact them. So, and also you, for example, you didn't get accepted your first bid. So of course you're upset, but you should be positive. Actually, ask them, say, I really want to learn how to improve my skills to get government contract. Can you help me? So that would be a good attitude actually to work with those procurement officers. Okay, so one-on-one attend those procurement conference or matchmaking event, and follow up with all the lead. You will get a lot of business card. You have to contact them to promote yourself. Okay, so you have quality products, reliable, you are reliable and fair price. Actually, I encourage you. Okay, and the last one, simplicity. They are looking for their jobs. Actually, it's very busy, so you have to show them you're easy to work with. So here are some marketing tips for you. Today I will save my time. When you read your solicitation, actually be careful. You should read in details. Okay, read and read it. Okay, and submit on time. So responsive and responsible. Okay, very important. They won't pay you money in advance, so you have to send the invoice. So how is your accounting systems? Okay, so you can submit your invoice right away. That's very important to get your money. So we know that actually some business actually they are afraid that government won't pay you on time or in time. For federal government, actually they have to pay you within 30 days. So these are the 4 P-tags actually I mentioned. Please contact them. At least you have to be in their mailing system. Okay, so this is to be successful, actually know your market and then research those agencies' budget. So for government agency, actually they have budget. So if your price too high, actually they cannot buy from you. And know where to get practical help from PTech, from Small Business Development Center, okay, Women Business Center, and also the SCORE mentor. Take care of the basics means actually you have to show you are a well-established business. Then register everywhere you can and certify all the places actually you are eligible. Then you have to develop personal relationships with those procurement officers. The last thing is start small. Okay, think big, but start small. So here I won't go to the detail. This is how you certify. Okay, for us women-owned business, actually, I will offer this to you. If you contact me, actually, I will send you the PowerPoint. Okay, so wish everybody get government contract in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manwei. So we have a few questions in the Q&A. Would you be able to address them?
Yes.
Would you like me to read them off, or will you read them off?
Let me see. From the top.
Yeah, the Q&A.
Okay. Okay, Diana. Okay, yeah, I know that actually she's taken away from the regulations. Dance and
no, sorry, Manwei, in the Q&A, not the chat.
Oh, not the chat. The Q&A.
Manli, I can ask those questions for you
Okay.
if you're having, okay? So
Okay.
this question is from Rachel. She's asking roughly, in average, how many hours I have to put it in to do the certification process.
It depends, actually. You need to collect all the documents, information you needed, then start it. Certification itself is not take long, but you need to have all the informations. The
Next
second,
question is from Keisha. How do you become a subcontractor?
okay, subcontractor, you find those prime contractor. There are two lists I posted before. One is those directory of the prime contractor. So like we are looking for jobs, you will send your resume to all the business, okay? And then second things, you go to the subnet. Subnet website is the companies actually, they are looking for subcontractor. So it depends on actually your industry. You can see which one actually, what kind of contract actually you can fulfill, then you can contact them. But you have to prepare those basic like capability statement, no matter which agency or which opportunities actually you're looking for.
Thank you. Next question is from Hugo. Do startups qualify for these programs?
Actually, like I mentioned, okay, depends on your product and services. So during the pandemic, actually, I saw a lot of startups that got their contract. So for certification, for the 8A certification, you need to be in business for 2 years. But women-owned business, you already are a woman, so you don't have to wait. Okay, so as soon as you register your business, actually, you can certify for women-owned business.
From Diana, are restaurants eligible for government contracting, and if so, in what way?
You have to see the opportunities. I just want to share with you. One time the FDIC actually they held an event with SBA. So we have to find, we had an event actually in Chinatown, New York. So we have to find a restaurant. That's a government contract. Okay, so the Chinese restaurant actually they say they never had a government contract. So actually we spend a lot of time to be qualified to register for that. So I know you have to search. I think for city and state they have a agency. A lot of agency they hold events and then they need food. So but you need to contact them directly.
Thank you so much, Manvi, for addressing all these questions. Now I'd like to turn the program over to Tshering and Maria, who will be talking to us about Accompany. Okay, yeah. Tshering, Maria, it's all yours.
Thank you, Amin. Thank you, Manli, for such an informative session. And so I just wanted to walk you through a little bit about Accompany Capital. We are a partner for today's session, and also, what resources are there for women entrepreneurs in New York City. So we, Accompany Capital, we are a nonprofit small business lender, and we have been around, since 1997. Our mission is to support small businesses, especially prioritizing, immigrant, refugee, and women entrepreneurs. And we do that by providing access to affordable loans, empowering business owners with financial education, and providing training in best business practices and technology. And some of the services that we offer in our organization are small business loans. So we provide loans as little as 500 up to 250,000 through our 2 loan program, the micro loan program, that's up to 50,000, and the community advantage loan up to 250,000. We also provide one-on-one consultation service, which is part of our technical assistance to our loan clients. which is a one-on-one service for the clients who will be working with the consultant over a period of 1 year, and to really help them with their financial bookkeeping, and also to improve their marketing system. And we also have a credit building loan and counseling, which is a smaller loan from 500 to 1,000 to help small business owners who do not have credit history, or who are looking towards building their credit and are having difficulty getting credit building products through the traditional bank. And these one-on-one technical assistance is actually what sets us apart from the traditional lenders. And also we provide a lot of webinars on small business topics and events that are targeted for women entrepreneurs. And Maria will be talking about some of the events that we did this year to really help the women entrepreneurs in New York City. And apart from the small business services, we also have the homeownership program and the savings program for the refugees, which I don't want to get into detail, but if you're interested, you can get those information on our website. Okay, so just a little bit information about how we responded during the COVID crisis that really impacted the small business the hardest way. So at Accompany Capital, we responded to COVID crisis. We restructured our microloan. We reduced the interest rate to 3%. We waived off the fees to really help small businesses, be able to access the financing. And we also are a PPP lender. So, right now we are processing PPP loans, the extension. The deadline has been extended, which is great news. So if there are women entrepreneurs out there, who need help with the PPP loans, do reach out to us. And we also, provided the relief through the SBA CARES Act, which paid, I think, 2 to 3 months, and in some cases 6 months of loan payment. Which was a great relief for small businesses who, were really struggling, to just survive, at that time. And we continued providing a lot of webinars and educational sessions throughout COVID. In our webinars, I think we had the largest number of participants in our webinars during the COVID time. And a lot of our webinars were done in partnership with Queen's Chamber of Commerce. So, again, I want to thank, for the partnership and, really helping, a lot of small businesses have access to all these information, that they really need at this time. And also recently, Accompany Capital was selected as one of the, community partners to process the Queen's Small Business Grant, through which, we were able to, again, help a lot of small businesses, restaurants, and women-owned businesses, have access to the grant to, again, really help them with their COVID reopening and, to help them sustain this crisis until they come back in their own feet. So, we have been providing all the services, and we continue to support New York City small businesses, providing all these assistance. And now I would like Maria to talk a little bit about, what specific programs and events that we did for the women entrepreneurs, that we do at Accompany Capital, and also that we provided, during the COVID. So, Maria.
And the loans that we have been doing, the regular micro loans, which as Tshering mentioned, now we have waived all the application fees, the closing fees, all that stuff, and the PPP loans, as well as the SBA CARES Act and all those programs. We also have specifically a partnership with a Women Entrepreneur Action Loan Fund. It's another organization. We are the fiscal parent for the organization, and basically they provide one-to-one mentorship for those members who become eligible, who they select. And in addition to the membership, you if you're eligible, then you'll get a $10,000 loan at 0% interest rate. So it's basically pretty much like a grant at 0% rate for the first loan to help your business. And again, if you want to apply again for the second time, then they can give you the loan at 3.5% for, again, another $10,000 with no cost. So it's a great program. I encourage everybody to go to wealth.org to check out and see if you can apply and get mentorship in addition to the financial assistance. Okay, since it started about 8 years ago, since it was founded, they already have issued over 500,000 in loans to over 60 women entrepreneurs. Okay. The other program that we had, which was a great success, was the business pitch competition, in addition with Accompany Capital in partnership with New York Women in Business. And for that, it was as I mentioned, a business pitch competition. We had a pool of 157 applicants who actually submitted a full application for a pool of $31,000 in prize money. The first two prizes were of $10,000 for the startup business entrepreneurs, and then $10,000 for the assisting business entrepreneurs. So there were two $10,000 prizes, and then there were two $2,500 prizes for the second, as well as $1,000 for participating for the first 6 candidates. But it was an excellent program as well, and we're looking forward to possibly doing it again in the near future. So please make sure to become subscribe to our mailing list so that you'll be informed when we have this opportunity again. And with that, thank you so much. If you have any questions, please put it in the Q&A. We'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Can we have a vote? Actually, everybody just enter if you already got your first PPP or second PPP. So we have 2 PPP lenders here today, actually. So take advantage of the chance that you can ask questions about the PPP. Can everybody just enter in chat if you already got your PPP loan or idle loan? So SBA actually right now, other than PPP and idle, actually there is called express bridge loan. Okay, so if you have urgent need, you need money. Actually, for example, like landlord told you if you don't pay, they will just get you out the building. You can borrow up to $25,000, but through SBA's preferred lenders. And also SBA right now have the debt relief. If you can get 7A 504 or microloan before September 30th this year, SBA will pay for the borrowers actually 3 months, including principal and interest, up to $9,000 per month. So it's like a $27,000 grant. So I really encourage you, contact the 7A 504 and microloan. So today, actually, you have Accompany Capital here. They are microloan lenders. They help the startups, and also the people really need help with technical assistance to start your business.
Okay, so we have 2 questions in the Q&A right now. Let's get these answered. So I believe this is for Tshering and Maria. It comes from Kaisha Brooks. They ask, if you are a new startup, are you able to get funds?
Yes, we are still taking applications from startup. It is a case-by-case application, as always. The startup, in the SBA guidelines, the startup is a business under 2 years in operations. So we will still take applications from startups. We just want to see what's your feasibility in terms of being able to repay as well. Okay.
Okay, and I believe this question is from Manui. It comes from Anna Lowe. They ask, can adult daycares get government contracts?
All possible. Or depends. Yeah, depends on usual Department of Health and Human Services. Actually, they have a lot of contract with child care. care.
I mean, I see one question in the chat, and since I think, Maria can answer this. So this question, and it's a very common question for Schedule C PPP filers. So Maria, the question is, if you are receiving unemployment, can you also get PPP? This is a very common, frequently asked questions. I think it's really important. We can address this now.
Okay, sure. Yes. So you should not try to take both at the same time. You can do it before or after you finish your unemployment or you finish the PPP period and you receive the forgiveness, because both of them are for the same purpose. It's for payroll protection program, and unemployment is obviously for your own similarly to pay your salary, unemployment benefits. So you should not apply for both at the same time.
Thank you, Maria. So I believe that is it for questions for now. I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy day to come to us and help us provide this webinar. The Queen's Chamber is always happy to work with you, especially in these trying times. And people are always looking for more information. So thank you guys, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.